Patch update number 2, officially patch 1.03, better known as patch 3, is now officially live in NBA 2K21. And let me tell you guys right now, a lot of things have changed. Of course, you guys know 2K had to throw some stupid things in there that nobody asked for, like fixing a minor graphical issue when the tall scrunch socks and the compression pants were used together. Like, oh man, I absolutely hated that. And finally, they improved the player likeness for Damian Lillard. Like, yeah, we've totally been asking for that. That's what everyone on Twitter really wants to change. But seriously though, 2K hit us with the craziest turn of events that I've seen in a patch in a long time, all jokes aside. And that's the fact that pro dribble moves have been lowered to 80 ball control, guys. For what used to be a 75 in order to do, for 2K21 they decided that they were going to bump it to an 85, and out of nowhere, very 2K-esque of them, they hit us with a curveball that makes pro dribble moves only an 80. And guys, let me tell you something right now, that changes a ton. But look, fellas, have no fear. Big Choc is here, and you guys know that I'm going to bring you guys the best information that you need to make the best builds in the game. That's how we get down. So look, with patch 3, the builds on the come up right now are these hybrid builds. And when I say hybrid, I mean 60-40. So look, you guys can see right here, it's the 60% finishing, 40% shooting. Okay, so not the half and half, the 60-40 pie charts are what are absolutely insane with this patch. So look, I'm gonna break down 2 different builds for you. This is build number 1, the primary finishing. So you're gonna go ahead and select that. For your physical profile, always go speed, okay? If you're playing point guard, you wanna be as fast as you possibly can. I know some people like to do, you know, the vertical and speed, or they like to do strength and speed. Please just pick speed, man. You want to be as fast as you possibly can. Now look, for setting more potential on this build, there's 2 different ways that you can do it. You can do it with defense and without defense. Me personally, I'm making the one without defense because I don't really think that defense makes a huge difference this year. Something that I've noticed is in non-lock builds, having defensive badges doesn't really do a ton for you. You're not going to get a lot of stops anyways, so I'm not really rocking with it personally. But if that's how you want to do, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that as well. So look, this is the non-defensive way, okay? You still have perimeter defense and lateral quickness. That way you can stay in front of your man, but you're not going to have defensive badges. 25 finishing, 21 shooting, 15 playmaking is a super overpowered offensive build. Now look, if you wanted to have defense, you would obviously have to make some sacrifices. You drop that standing dunk because you don't really need it. Drop your post fade down a little bit to where it's 17 shooting, because post fades aren't really overpowered this year. Drop your post moves down. You know, you could drop your post hook down. There's different things that you could do to get more defense, and obviously you'd have badges. As you can see right there, I just got 5 defensive badges. But you lose a lot of your scoring this way, and I don't think that that's a necessity. So to be completely honest with you, I'm all in on scoring, bro. I think scoring is the wave this year. I think defense is kind of anyways, especially on non-lock builds. So I would go ahead and focus on the scoring. 25, 21, 15, 1 for your body shape. Burly. Now look, pro dribble moves changes this a little bit, all right? Depends on if you want a speed boost or not. You could easily go 6'5", right? You could go 6'5", minimum weight. You could go max wingspan. You would have pro dribble moves. You would have pro dribble moves, contact dunks, and an 83 ball at 99 overall, and I find that absolutely insane and overpowered. But on the flip side of that, if you don't want pro dribble moves really, and you want to make sure that you can just speed boost and do all that, you could easily drop down to 6'3", but something you need to focus on is your driving dunk. You need to make sure that your driving dunk is at 85 or above. That way you can get the contact dunks. But right here, 82.2, as you can see, you'll have over an 83 ball. You'll be able to speed boost at 85 ball control, and then you will be able to get your contact dunks as well. This is probably how I would personally make the build, but if you want to be an overpowered offensive juggernaut, go with that 6'5", because you are going to be a matchup nightmare. And then for your takeover, totally preference, guys, totally up to you. Whatever you think works for this build specifically because of the contact dunks, I would take that slasher takeover. And as you guys can see, we have built a slasher. But look, no time wasted. Let me get right into build number 2. So as I said, guys, this patch is the patch of the hybrid. So just like we just did the 60-40, we're going to go ahead and do the 60-40, but this time the 60 is shooting, all right? This is the other version of the glitchiest build in the game. Make sure you take that speed pie chart. Now let's get into the business. Go ahead and max out that shooting. It's going to give you 27 shooting badges. If you don't think that you need 27 shooting badges, you're more than welcome to drop it down as much as you want, but 27 shooting badges is absolutely insane. For ball handling, max it out. Max out your ball handling, max out your pass accuracy. That's going to give you 13 playmaking. If you feel the need to get more, you can go ahead and get 16 by maxing out your post moves. For your driving, dunk, driving, layup, all that stuff, listen, I want to be an offensive juggernaut, so I'm maxing everything out. I don't care about the defense. 2K21 just has a terrible defensive system, and I know this goes against the principles that I've taught you guys. I always tell you guys, man, make sure you have a little bit of defense in your build. Make sure you're not running out there with a 1 badge. But look, in NBA 2K21, because of how sliding is, because of how overpowered the game is in general, you don't really need defense. But look, 21 finishing, 27 shooting, and 16 playmaking. So listen, this build is not going to contact dunk, all right? You're not going to contact dunk on this build, but this build is still a finishing menace, okay? So there's different ways that you could take this build. If you want to focus on pro dribble moves, right, you could easily go 6'5", and then you could drop your wingspan down to minimum, and then you would have the pro dribble moves in a 90+ 3-ball at 99. And this build is going to finish better than the play sharps. That's why this build is better than the play shot creator, because it's going to finish better. Most of the play shots out there cannot finish, but that's just 6'5", guys. There's many ways to do this. If you want a speed boost, you can go ahead and go 6'3", and as you can see, at 99 overall, you're gonna have a plus 93 ball, and you will be able to speed boost. This is how I like this build. But what a lot of people are doing, they don't want to waste time, so they're going like 6'2" just so they can speed boost off rip, and I'm totally not opposed to that either. It all kind of goes back to your grind and how you're going to do it. But if I was going to recommend a height to you, I would go ahead and say go with the 6'3", minimum weight, minimum wingspan. You will be able to speed boost at some point. For your takeover on this build, I would go with that sharp takeover, because this is that primary shooting build. Go ahead and select that sharp takeover, and as you guys can see, we have built a scoring machine, and that's exactly what this build is. It's a freaking scoring machine, and you're going to be killing your opponents in the park, in pro-am, no matter what game mode you're playing, because you can put the ball in the hoop better than any other builds. So let's get into the gameplay for this build. Now look, unfortunately, because nobody has invested in build number 1 yet, all the gameplay you're going to see is from build number 2. And I'm going to show you how busy I was getting on build number 2. I was not farming clips, guys. This was not like, oh, I played all day long and these were my best games. I played 3 total games on this build, and you're going to see how absolutely malicious I moved. And I think that you can move just as malicious on the other build in its own way. So look, as you guys can see, I'm out here leaning and greening and getting to the cup. No edits right now. I'm just showing you guys pure raw gameplay, because I want you guys to know that you're going to be able to get a lot of buckets. As you guys can see, I'm getting to my spots and I'm hitting all my shots. And guys, that's just the game of basketball. You get to your spots, you hit your shots, you're gonna win the game. But I'm telling you, man, I've been moving malicious these past couple days. All right, as you guys can see, I've been moving malicious these past couple of days. I've been leaning and greening like it's going out of style. I've been really labbing my guard. If you guys watch my streams and stuff, I haven't been playing a lot of guard this year, so I just started playing guard a little bit more, and you can tell I've gotten a lot better in a short amount of time, because I finally decided to put some work in and learn how to play the game. And I'm telling you right now, bro, with the builds that I showed you, you guys are going to be moving just as devious as I am. I'm going to show you guys 3 different gameplays with build number 2, and if I don't have you convinced after these 3 gameplays that these builds are the meta, I don't know, man. I don't know what I can do, because as you guys can see, I'm out here hitting every single shot that I want to hit, bro. But like I said, this is build number 2. So my boy Bash has a 99 overall version of build number 2. And as you guys can see, it goes absolutely stupid. The reason I like this build over like the typical green and yellow pie chart is because of the finishing. On this build right here, you can finish in traffic, and that's big in this game because the play sharps cannot finish in traffic. If you get there and you're contesting a play sharp, they're going to miss it a lot, and that's why I like this build, because when I went to the paint, I didn't miss. Now look, most of these highlights that you're going to see is me shooting the ball, and that's just because I'm the fade king, chat. I'm taking the title right now. I'm going with the Fade King. If you made it to this point in the video, Fade King in the comment section. But I'm telling you guys, yeah, the pro dribble moves is a big change, and yeah, it's probably something that they should have just started the game off with. But I'm telling you guys right now, it doesn't really change much other than these builds being viable. It's not like the meta is really going to change too much. It just makes these builds a lot better. And my thing is, I always want to bring you guys the best content possible, the freshest content possible, the most up-to-date content possible. And if you guys were making a point guard build today, if I was making a point guard build today, I would tell you right now to go ahead and make one of those two builds, okay? If you want to finish more, you need to make build one, because you can go out there and catch a ridiculous amount of contact dunks. You guys see how broken contact dunks are this year. You will be able to finish in the paint with no problem in that high of a driving dunk, and you'll still be able to shoot because you have a good 3-ball. If you want to be out there sparking and still be able to finish a little bit, as you guys can see, build number 2 is the build for you. Either way, I promise you guys, if you're making one of these two builds, you're not going to be disappointed, because you're going to be giving the competition a lot of trouble, man. I'm telling you guys, I'm a big fan of both of these builds, and you need to make these builds as soon as you can, because it's going to be the game-breaking meta builds. But I'm telling you, at some point, this is just how 2K works. Everybody's going to come out here and they're going to have one of these two builds, because these builds are the new meta. So you either get with the program or get lost, guys. It's the meta. You got to adapt sometimes. 2K, throw us a curveball. Can't sit around and cry about it. We got to make changes. But look, as you guys can see, that's 3 straight raw gameplays. I'm out here absolutely balling all the points in each and every game. And that, my friends, is the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you're looking to make a point guard build in NBA 2K21, these are the two builds for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. As always, it's your boy Choc. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.